Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. I have a white paper gameplay slash alpha review here for you. VariaLands. It's a brand new game that's just jumped on the Wax blockchain. They were nice enough to give me alpha access. I'm going to go ahead and walk briefly through the white paper, go into detail on the actual alpha gameplay, and they actually do have a sale kicking off today. So if you get all the way through this and you are interested in the game, check out their Discord. I'll have a link down below. They do have a sales going on. These are basically for the whitelist, plus they give you a chance at getting some of the items early here. So it's a really neat thing to jump into, again, if this is something that you're interested in and you're looking for a new game. Um, Before we jump really into the details, I want to go ahead and do my normal disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please, please, please make sure that you do your own research and you just make sure that it is the right situation for you before you go ahead and dive in there. Don't just take my word for it because I made a video on it. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump in here. VariaLands, and I hope I'm saying that right, um, is another one of the builder mining type of games that's out there, starting at a similar phase that most games have been recently, but they add a number of interesting elements in there, and the next steps and the next phases have a lot of cool things out there. They're really planning ahead there, so I wanted to feature this because I think it's an interesting concept for the long run. Essentially, what it is VariaLands is it's a magical kingdom, a bunch of floating islands where you're trying to produce, and there's basically you have king power. You can actually take over the kingdom and become the king by rebelling against the current king. So they're going to have down the road, they're going to have some really good PvP elements, but they already have an initial PvP element, basically a leaderboard PvP style, to get that going, so you can compete against others. That makes it a little more interesting than just a click to mine type of projects that are out there. So it gives you that competition that's in there. It has some of the normal aspects that you're very familiar with, the mining, the crafting, and a cool storyline behind it. So that's that's a neat aspect to it. They have the typical, as far as the game features, they have mines that are basically produce your different types of materials. There's 4 tokens that are in game. Um, they have the I believe it's the wood, stone, and food, plus a gold that comes in there. Plus, you have 2 other types of I don't want to call them currency because you can't trade them, but it's the voting power and the kingdom power or king power in the game that helps you just basically get higher ranks, better benefits. They also have the different buildings that are going to come more into play down the road, but give you some initial benefits here in the early phases. And then the characters that also give you benefits throughout, depending on what level characters you have and what you all have staked. I do have to go ahead and give the caveat in here that we are still in alpha. What you're going to look at today is alpha, so things can change and probably will change between alpha and the launch, and obviously the next phases down the road. But I wanted to give a quick look at the roadmap itself. They have dropped a number of promos, so those are available currently on the secondary market. And if you jump in their Discord, they are doing different little competitions throughout the day to go ahead and give you a chance at getting these promos. So they're going to really kick off the marketing here this month into June, and then they have the game launch coming up with, obviously, as I mentioned, the whitelist sales going on right now. They call it whitelist pass, going on right now. And then down the road, they're going to have additional. We'll take a brief look at it in the white paper. They're going to have a PvP, P to PvP, different aspects of the game, really to try and make this a game that you're fighting for the kingdom and you're trying to take over the kingdom. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the white paper. As I mentioned, I'm going to be very brief with this. Uh, it, there's a link to it in the Discord. There's a link into on the website, so you can dive into it in much more detail if you want to. I wanted to quick highlight the 3 phases that they have planned right now and more beyond that. Right now is the foundation. This, again, I mentioned this before, this is very similar to what other games have in place as far as phase 1. It seems to be a standard on Wax, good or bad. It seems to be used, and I understand, and we've talked about this on Discord and other projects. There's a reason for this to start building a following, to start getting funding, to really develop the other phases. So I can't knock them for doing this. I do like how they add some additional aspects to it that make it different yet similar to other games. So just throwing that out there. They don't have a lot of details around the PvE. That'll come out in the white paper 2.0 and the PvP. Same with that. Do want to mention the resources briefly. I mentioned these earlier. You do have the 4 different tokens, plus you have the voting power and the king power that you cannot exchange. These you can exchange both. You earn them in game and on the Alcor market. Fees is a little bit Fees is a little bit different here. They have a number of aspects that really determine what your fees are throughout. I'm not going to dive into super big details, but I did want to mention that I'm seeing this more and more. This part right here, basically, it used to be a standard where every hour or every couple hours, the fee rate would change, and you had to just try and time it if you wanted to withdraw tokens. They are following a similar path as, for example, Krypton, where if you withdraw and then like an hour later try and withdraw, you're going to have really high fees. But if you wait 7 days or some sort of span in there, every single day your fee gets reduced and reduced and reduced. Plus, if you had certain NFTs in there, you have certain voting powers or king power, it all reduces the amount of fees that are going to go against you. So if you're really interested in this, and you'll see I'm scrolling down, there's a lot of different things to it. I'd spend a whole session on this if if you wanted me to. Also, as I mentioned, they do have the king power and being able to overthrow the king. Basically, you every time you mine and do your tasks, you get voting power and king power. And if you get over 5,000 king power and you're higher than the current king, you can basically overthrow them, rebel against them, and take over. A neat aspect to it that I'm not seeing from other games. They'll show that in game here in a second. I already mentioned the powers. They have as far as rarities go, they have the normal, common, through, mythic. Higher the rarities in the buildings, the higher rewards that you get. And from a character perspective, it's junior through master, master being the highest that they have available. They have a number of game assets. Again, I'm not going to dive through these individually. Mines produce assets, buildings craft, characters help boost. The walls, islands, and soldiers are going to be a phase 2 item, basically when you get into the building your army side of the house. And then they have, where am I going? There we go. Um, Sorry, there it is. I wanted the characters. Um, the characters, they have the different, like the politicians is going to give you lower fees. Workers are going to allow you have basically longer lead times in between mining, but obviously it's more turns in there, so you basically higher production, less times you have to mine instead of clicking super often. Again, not going to go through all the details in this, just in the interest of time. And then just wanted to quick say they have the normal crafting process. Let's go ahead and dive in so you can actually see the game itself. But before that, I wanted to go ahead and just show you, this is as part of the testnet. This is all items that I will not be keeping when the game launches. This is on the testnet. So if you've never seen that before, this is all just used for testing. You get no actual results from this. So when I go ahead and open this pack, I wanted to show you the opening of the pack, so then we can go ahead and stake some of them. I have been playing the alpha for a little bit now, so I do have it already established, but wanted to show you some new packs. Basically, I'm going to go through and do the unpacking. Um, I'm on the test net, so you see, I don't know if you saw the Alcor on there. Go ahead and reveal. These are going to be the different characters and buildings. Basically, we'll go through and let them. This isn't necessarily how the packs are going to be when the game goes live. So they're most likely going to have packs for characters, packs for buildings, packs for mines, packs for soldiers and troops. So it's not going to be in one big bundle like you see here, but it does show you some of the characters and some of the buildings, and obviously some of the different levels that you have up here. For example, we'll stop here for a second. This is the quarry. It produces stone, but it's going to cost you both the food, which is grapes. They have the symbol of grapes in here, and then the wood. And I'll show you that more here when we actually get in game. But it gives you some resemblance of what it looks like as far as what it's going to consume. The buildings themselves don't consume anything. It's the mines and the farms and the lumber mills that actually consume. So then you got some more masters, got another building here. I got a mythical building hut, which produces things faster. Now let's go ahead and jump over the game itself. When you are first going into the game, at least from the top alpha version, you go ahead and log in. I can only log in with my Anchor wallet. Normally when you go ahead and log in, it's going to show you, it's going to have you select. Similar to Goldman, similar to some of the other games, you need to pick what you want to focus on. And I highly suggest you take a look at the cards that you get. For example, if you have a mythical quarry and a common farm, you want to lean towards the stone. Or you could take the other route. You could take a look at the Alcor market, see which tokens are selling for the highest. Most likely they'll be pretty even, but you could take a look at that and buy assets specifically towards the market or the token that you want to focus on. I picked stone because I had a mythical quarry, um, and that's the route that I went. And you'll see this is the floating island. Just going through across here. On the top here, you have the 4 different tokens. Because I'm on the testnet, they give us a bunch of tokens to start out with. And then you have the transfer here, which is how you have your in-game wallet, and then you have your wax wallet. You'll see if I want to go ahead and transfer, we'll do this, uh, 100 tokens. Um, because I'm an alpha, it only shows me X. I'm wondering if it's going to let me do this. Yeah, because we're on alpha, it's disabled right now. So, but that's how you would withdraw. And if you had stuff that you got off the alcohol market, you transfer it over this way. So it's pretty straightforward. All right, now we're going to go ahead and take a look at down here is because I'm in the quarry. This is the main mining. I'm not going to click on that yet. We'll show that here in a second. I wanted to go through the buildings here. This shows the different buildings. This is the mine. You click on that. Actually, before we do that, let's go ahead. On the left-hand side, you're going to see 4 different categories. The game, which is the screen you see now, the king, which I'll get to here in a second, and then my cards, and then crafting. When you first open a pack like you just saw me do, everything is in the my card section. You need to go through the process of transferring them into the game so you can stake them in the game section that I just showed you. In order to do that, you can go ahead and just select all the cards that you have in there, which I'm going to go through them all. I wish there was a button where you could just select all. That may be implemented before launch. And then we'll go ahead and transfer in. All right, now they're all in there. Now I can go to the game section, and I'm going to start with the palace. The palace is basically where you put all your politicians. What you're going to do is, you see I already have it staked here. This, you can only put 1 building in there, but you can put up to 5 politicians, 5 master politicians, 3 senior, and 3 junior. I'm trying to remember which one I have that I got out of the pack. So I already have a mythic here, so I'm going to leave that there. I put a master in there, and I think I have a senior. Yeah. Oh, I have 2 juniors, sorry. So I'm going to have to go down to the junior section, click on the junior, and go ahead and click and stake this one in there. Oh, sorry about that. So we're going to go ahead and put both of them in there. Because withdrawing is disabled, they're really not doing anything for me right now, but they're staked. As you can see, you can stake a ton of them, and the more you have in there, the better bonus you get from the politicians. Then you can go back here. This right here is the workshop that you stake workers in there, and you can stake up to 5 for free. Anything beyond the 5 is where you need to basically purchase, or I think they have keys that are going to go in there. Oh, you need to, by having senior politicians, which I don't have any right now. All right, so you just stake your workers here, and they help with the production. Those help with the mining production, clock workers. Here we go. Similar process. You put your building here, your clock worker or your watch work makers here. And then with the builders, it's the same thing. You put your building hut and you put your 5 builders here. if you get them, obviously you gotta buy them off the secondary market or in the packs. Mines are a little bit different. This is where you have your main thing. You get one slot for free, then you have to buy the next slot, or in the next three slots, I should say. I have this unlocked. Yeah, I'm just double checking. That's the first time with politicians you unlock these, and also with this, it costs money to purchase this. And if you highlight over this, you can see it costs 300, 300, 300. For the sake of this video, let's go ahead and purchase that so I can get another slot here. And that's all you have to do. And once you have the slot open, you go ahead and you stake another one in there. So it's going to increase my production for the mines. All right, now that I have everything staked, you can see these two are going to be used for future, and I'm assuming these are going to be for the troops and the basically barracks that are going to come here in the future, but you can't click on them yet. Now that I have everything staked, let's go ahead and mine, and that's in the bottom right here. So you have this little exclamation point on the top section, those top three, that's what it's going to consume from your, basically if you don't have those tokens in your in-game wallet, you won't be able to mine. So I'm assuming when we get the game itself that you're going to have 0 tokens, so you're going to have to get them off the secondary market. But just showing this here. And then the bottom 4 are your rewards. Because I'm in the quarry, I'll get 15.43 stone, I'll get 13.7 gold, and then you see the VP there, that's the voting power, and then the KP, that's the king power for 35. So if I go ahead and click on mine here, it's going to ask me to authenticate, and then you can see I cannot mine again for an hour and 40 minutes. All right. You see that this increased up here. My resources decreased because I consume those. And then the last section I wanted to show you here is the king section. Actually, I have 2 more sections. I want to show you the crafting section here. As you can see, my king power is only 291. I'm currently, I think this resets on a weekly basis. But I wonder if I can rebel. It's saying I think I can only rebel if I have 5,000 king power, which I do not. And I think that resets every week. So you go ahead and you produce every week, and it builds it up there. And then you can try and get the king. King gives you additional. Currently, it just gives you the better withdrawal rate. But I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of key aspects in the future where the king has some cool features to it. So you want to be king, and you want to really push for that. All right, the last section I want to show here is the crafting. Pretty straightforward. They have the mines, they have the buildings, and the characters. I'm assuming down the road they're going to have something for the troops and soldiers. But in order to craft something, you click on here, and then you scroll down to what you want to craft. You click on it, and if you have it available, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to a quarry. Just because I'm in the stone and it makes no sense for me to build a farm right now. So I'm just, for the sake of the video, go ahead and craft a quarry. You can assign which warrior or which work builder you want to assign to it. Hit craft, authenticate, and it's going to go ahead and craft it for you. So if I go over to my right here, I think it's building right now. Sorry, it's actually the first time that I crafted that, so I'm waiting for it. Craft list, there it is. So you can see it's going to take a minute. And how I got to that again as I crafted, and then down here in the right corner, you have a list of all that's crafting. So in a minute from now, I'll go ahead and have this common NFT. All right, so let me just tell you about one more thing before we close out this video. As I mentioned, they do have the sale going on for Whitelist here in a few hours. So if you're interested in this, check it out. Discord link, there will be a link in the Discord down below. They actually have 5 different passes that they're selling. Obviously, the first King Pass is going to be the best. And I'd say obviously because I looked through this before. It might not be obvious to you. But this just gives you an example of what they're selling. They only have 30 of those, but it gives you the Royal Pass, whitelist everything except for the land sales and so forth. And it gives you a chance at getting a land pass or a bounty. It is on the high end, but I guess it's for a full sale. It's actually comparable to a lot of other whitelist and gold pass sales that I've seen recently. So that is out there. Go ahead and check this game out. Again, they have a Discord out there. I'll link below. Community seems pretty cool. The founder here, the admins, I should say, seem really cool and really active in the Discord. I hope you all enjoy this. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I will try and have some giveaways for this, so keep an eye out on my Discord. If you are not in the Discord now, check out the link down below. Click on it, join, verify. You'll have access to all the giveaways that we do. So hopefully we'll be doing a giveaway here in the near future. Hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.